Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Ain binti Azhar and my number matric is S46724. Today, I will present my industrial report issue of failing to obtain adequate evidence related to the evaluation significant management estimate at my company, that is BL Tan & Co. Some information of my company is BL Tan & Co. is a firm registered with Malaysia Institute of Accountants MIA, which was established by Mr. Tan Bon Ling in 1998 as a chartered accountant firm located at Pandan Indah, Kuala Lumpur. The operation of business hour is from Monday until Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Besides, there is a 30 employee which comprising of graduate from several of professional body. There are 3 departments providing service at BL Tan & Co., which are Audit Department, Tax Department and Secretarial Department. All departments are related to each other, especially in terms of information use. Currently, BL Tan & Co. has about 500 customers, which consists of small, medium to large companies from various industries such as advertising, construction, engineering, consulting and others. In providing service, BL Tan & Co. use Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel and accounting software such UBS and SQL accounting software. In addition, the Superior Taxcom software was used for calculation of tax. The objective of the company to provide quality and professional service. Their goal is offer their client best management in financial accounting and audit service. Information of our auditor is Mr. Tan Bon Ling is a member of the Malaysian Institute of Accountants MIA, Chartered Institute of Accountants CIMA and the Chartered Tax Institute of Malaysia CITIM. He started his career in auditing with Hanafiah Roslan Muhammad HRM in 1982. Okay, experience when I be trainer at BL Tan & Co. is I was given the task of recording the statutory audit. I need to view the statutory file and record 3 parts of statutory audit. There are record transaction share of director, transaction share of shareholder and transaction of the company. All the document throughout the accounting period should be print for supporting document. After that, I also need to calculate all the transaction of the client, include the income and the expenses. I need to record a higher amount of each transaction for sampling. Supporting documents are needed for the sampling. I need to print all the invoice for support the transaction. Invoice that cannot be identified will record in the queries and client will be requested to supply it. Amount that has a hard difference will be concluded to ask the client. I also need to calculate the management account that are profit and loss and balance statement. Furthermore, I need to deal with third parties such bank and client supplier. I need to call bank to request bank confirmation. Bank confirmation that I requested is for check the transaction of the client. I also need to send the confirmation of balance to the supplier of client. The supplier will request to confirm the amount that I had sent and sign if the amount is same. If the amount is different with the amount that I sent, they need to send the transaction and record the exact amount that they get. Then I need to put the date, check and arrange the report before it will be sent to the auditor to sign. If they have an error, I need to inform to the manager and he will correct it. I also have used the accounting software to record the amount of bank statement. With the opportunity, I have similar to use it. I also have to check all the opening and closing amount. Lastly, I need to get a sign from lawyer for the report. The main objective of an auditor job is to achieve reasonable assurance that the financial statement as a whole are free of substantial misstatement, so that the auditor can make an opinion on the financial statement and reflect accordingly in the auditor's report. The auditor must develop and carry out audit process to collect enough acceptable audit evidence. One of the audit evidence used by the auditor is audit confirmation. It is the process of getting a direct response from a third party in response to requests for information regarding a specific item that has an impact on financial statement. It is not that the auditor and a third party should communicate directly. This ensures that the auditor receives the information as it was originally provided by the responding third party and the information was not tampered with. Depending on the sort of confirmation being completed, the responding third party can be anyone, including but not limited to a bank, a vendor, or a customer. Cash account, debt, account receivable, and account payable are the most typical form of confirmation that can be customized to confirm practically any financial statement assumption. When the auditor receives a confirmation that matches the information provided by the auditee, it gives the auditor confidence that the information is correct. This level of assurance is required for the auditor to sign the financial statement audit report. If the written confirmation has different, the auditor will contact the auditee and most likely the third party to resolve the difference. However, acquiring audit confirmation from third party can be a difficult and time-consuming process for auditors. No response are common, adding to the workload of auditor and delaying the completion of audit. This is especially concerning when there are tight reporting deadlines. If the third party does not respond with a confirmation, the auditor will have to resort to other methods to get the same level of assurance. When I was a trainer at Belton & Co., one of the things I had to do a lot was approach the bank for bank confirmation and give our client third-party confirmation of balance to certify the amount of expenditure our client had incurred. We had a lot of issue getting this confirmation because the anticipated time to receive a response is quite long. They are unaware of the bank confirmation that has been sent. We had to contact them several times and the quickest response time is generally 2 weeks. We also had issue with them not responding to email we sent, despite the fact that we called numerous times. To obtain bank confirmation, our organization will first mail the original letter to the bank. However, the bank will frequently inform us that the letter was not received. As a result, we had to email them, but most banks do not allow us to send via email and instead require an original letter from us. We must either mail it to them ourselves or give another original letter to requesting bank confirmation. As a result, our company's audit work was disrupted and the cost to be incurred increased because we had to provide multiple verification as well as the cost of travel to the bank, which was a bit far. Further, there have been some instances where the bank has sent the confirmation twice and charged a fee to our client. As a result, our client always complain about the increased cost they bear. We also received an incorrect bank confirmation amount, which we had to contact the bank to correct, but they will send the same amount which we had to accept. Then there was the issue of acquiring the client's balance confirmation. We had to call them several times to remind them. Our phone were constantly unanswered and they did not respond to our email even we had called many times. There are also third parties who do not provide a bank statement for us to check the total cost of our customer with their company and instead only give the total expenses without looking at the confirmation balance we sent. We had to find out for ourselves why the amount was different from the amount given by our client. The e-confirm platform can be used by Belton & Co. to remedy the issue. It is because it will save a time. It reduces time and effort for printing, mailing and follow-up. Furthermore, it can enhance security. Several fraud cases have revealed inherent weaknesses in paper-based confirmation. Other than that, it can reduce fraud risk. Highly secure communication channel between the auditor and the responder protect the transfer of information through control. Then it can minimize human error. Cases like loss of document or error in calculation can be minimized. Others, it is cost saving. Traditional bank confirmation are costly because physical confirmation need to be posted using courier. Lastly, is guarantee delivery. Guarantee a smooth and successful annual audit without potential problem arising from bank confirmation fraud. It also provides real-time tracking in the confirmation status. Other alternatives that the auditor can do to overcome of issue are examination of account receivable and examination account payable. Examination of account receivable is examination if subsequent cash receipt including matching such receipt with actual item being paid and shipping document. Examination of account payable is examination of subsequent cash disbursement including correspondence from third party. Additional knowledge that I have learned from this issue is exemption listed in ISA 315. That is where auditor must collect adequate evidence to support financial statement item, which are number one, existent. The evidence exists when the transaction has record in the book or ledger. Number two, completeness. All the transactions should be recorded to support the completeness exemption. Number three is valuation. The auditor should determine that the audit procedures selected are suitable for accomplishing the audit objective related to the exemption. Number four, right and obligation. The status of the asset should be known by auditor before record. Number five, presentation and disclosure. To achieve exemption audit objective, presentation or disclosure are needed. For conclusion, although audit confirmation can be a useful tool for acquiring relevant and persuasive evidence, it does have significant drawbacks that limit its usefulness for specific management claims. As a result, extra approach may be needed. Some response to audit confirmation are always risky. The auditor must maintain control over the confirmation inquiry process. Retaining professional doubt at all pace also is very important. Even there have barrier in obtaining audit confirmation, auditor must not rule out it. However, in judging the sufficiency of greater evidence, the auditor may need to study the nature and condition of limits. Okay, I think that's all from me, and I want to say thank you to the all lecturer and my office mate that helped me to do the internship, and I really enjoy with the internship program. Okay, thank you.